I think that the key area of pressure has been the snacking side. Snacking is about 60% of PepsiCo's total revenue, and the US business is about 30% of the total company. So really what has been happening is that over the past 3 years, Pepsi has taken significant pricing to offset inflation when the CPI was really elevated across the US. And if you look on an average over the last 3 years, they took an over 40% cumulative pricing in snacks. That's above even other food categories. Think about cookies, meals, soup, all on average. The food category was up between 25 and 30%. So what the company is trying to do now is trying to focus on driving acceleration in volume growth. And it's trying to do that with promotions. So they focus on promoting some of the potato chips like Lay's in Q3, and they're extending some of that activity into Q4 with some of the other brands like Tostitos, Doritos.
Yes.
And ultimately, look, there's a question of giving some value back to the consumer that ultimately might result in more permanent price cuts because promotions tend to be more temporary. But that's really some of the big debates on the stock and what they can do to really reaccelerate volume growth in the snacking side.
So, Filippo, apparently another debate here around PepsiCo, and this was highlighted by one of your competitors over at BOFA, a gentleman who is an analyst for a senior consumer goods analyst, Brian Spillane. He thinks that the problem with PepsiCo is that they've taken shrinkflation too far, and they are likely to feel a backlash from that. Do you agree?
Yeah, look, the mix component of pricing is part of the shrinkflation issue, right? Like companies can take pricing either with a pure list price, so you're selling the same unit at a higher price, or they can take pricing with mix. And with mix, essentially, you're selling a smaller pack compared to a prior larger pack, and the price per single unit, so per single chip, is a lot higher on a smaller pack. So that's what a lot of these companies have been doing over the last 3 years, and that's included in that 40% figure that I mentioned on a cumulative basis. So I think the question now is are these measures that they're taking enough to really re-stimulate demand and ultimately reaccelerate top-line growth? So we think it's going to take some time. I don't think it's going to be an overnight, but there is a path for them to start to get better into 2025. The comparisons get easier. There's also some pressure on the low-income consumer. So look, it's going to take some time. It's not going to be an easy fix, but I do believe that Pepsi eventually will be able to reaccelerate the top-line growth.